Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 117 of the Hunt a Day. Today we are continuing to take a look at some subspecies monsters with one of my favorites from Monster Hunter Rise, Blood Orange Bishaten. I love Bob. Bob is great. Bob is wonderful. I actually, when I was playing through Sunbreak for the first time, I planned an entire build around Blood Orange Bishaten and the Charge Master skill and like the Charge Master Blast Hammer, which was one of my favorite skills. One of my favorite builds, aside from the Vampire Gunlance, which became my all-time favorite in Sunbreak. But it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoy the Blood Orange Bishaten fight. I think it is a really good example of how to do subspecies monsters correctly, where it does not just feel like a reskin of Bishaten, it does so much differently that it feels like an entirely different monster while still feeling familiar. The big swap that Blood Orange Bishaten has is it trades the status effect fruit that it throws out, the persimmons. It trades those for exploding fiery pine cones. And the thing I really appreciate about Bob is that the way that it uses them is they're not just the persimmons reskinned and with a fire effect instead of a poison or a paralysis or flash effect. He gets an entirely new moveset. Pretty much every move he does with the pine cones is unique to Blood Orange Bishaten. It's something that regular Bishaten doesn't do. I don't know if it's just me, but I noticed he doesn't do as much of the spinning around on his tail, the breakdancey moves that regular Bishaten does. So I think he's a little bit more grounded in that regard. He's not as trickstery, he's more in-your-face aggressive. It is a very fun fight. It's not a particularly difficult fight, I say even though I cart in this one, but I'm going to chalk that up to I was not paying very good attention to my surroundings, and I accidentally dodge rolled into the side of a building, and then could not further dodge roll when he threw another exploding pine cone at me. It's still my fault, still a skill issue, but, it happens. I think my favorite move he does, and I actually don't remember now that I'm recording the voiceover for this, if I saw him do it this hunt, but he will take two of the pine cones, light them on fire, spin them like tops, and send them around him in an orbit. And that is a very fun move. It's really easy to dodge, really easy to avoid, but it's incredibly fun, full of personality, and those are the kind of monsters that I love the best, the really, personality-filled monsters. Again, I really like how Bob takes a different approach to how it weaponizes its tools. Blood Orange regular Bishaten will throw them out like bombs, just kind of with reckless abandon, whereas Bob is a lot more precise and is targeting you with these fiery blasts, with the explosions. Feels a lot more technical, a lot more precise is really the best word I can come up with for it. At this point, it should probably be no surprise that I prefer the regular Bishaten color palette. I like the blues and the greens a lot better than I like the blacks and the oranges, but I do think Blood Orange Bishaten looks really, really good. It's a good color palette. It's hard to beat orange and black. Love me some Halloween colors. And I think Bob would be a lot more appreciated if he weren't one of a glut of fire monsters in Rise and Sunbreak. That game is so chock-a-block with fire monsters, it's insane. And because Bob is an earlier subspecies, he can get kind of lost in the chaos of all of those other monsters. I think if he had thunder pine cones or ice pine cones instead of the fire, I guess I don't know for sure if the fight would be pretty much the same. They would probably have do things a bit differently. It probably wouldn't be the big AoE blasts. But I think he would be a lot more appreciated than he is now, just because there's so many other fire monsters that are, I'll admit, so much cooler. Comparing Bob to Flaming Espinas, who I'm going to talk about tomorrow, it's just it's night and day difference. I still think Bob's great, though. I like Bob. I mentioned in the Bishaten video when I did it a couple weeks ago that I don't think Bishaten's going to come back in Wilds. I don't think we're going to see any of the yokai monsters from Rise. I would like to be pleasantly surprised about that, because I really do love Bishaten and its subspecies. So I'm going to give it, unfortunately, a 0 out of 10 to return in Monster Hunter Wilds. We're not going to see Bob again for a long time. And kind of compounding on that, Bob is the subspecies of an already niche monster. I'm gonna give him like a 1 or 2 out of 10 for returning in a future Monster Hunter game. And yeah, that's all I really got to say about Bob. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please stick around until the end of the hunt if you can. If not, no worries. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And until next time, remember, tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time, tonight, Sunday, the 19th, the day the TikTok died, I am going to be doing a test live stream on YouTube at 7 o'clock p.m. Central CST. It's going to be probably a shorter stream, just like 1 or 2 hours, just to make sure that, like, I can get my old Twitch stuff functioning on YouTube. But I'm going to be playing some Monster Hunter World on PlayStation, so if you are on PS5 or PS4 and want to join in the Frabba Jabba, please feel free to stop on by. And until next time, I'll see you next time.